Good morning, team. Today is Saturday, and I am getting ready for a quick, not so quick Zone 2 ride. And really, it's more than the Zone 2 ride. So, figured I would show you what I have cooking here for today. So, this is a custom workout that I'm running myself through, which is in Zwift, if you know the application. Really, the workout is 2.5 hours with 4 25-minute Zone 2 intervals. And this is, even though it's a recovery week, this is the first leg of my brick, and the second leg will be a 30-minute post-ride run. This isn't quite a recovery workout. I tend to take my recovery weeks a little bit differently. Obviously, the volume is substantially lower on this workout, but the intensity is quite a bit higher. So it's seeming like this is what's going to carry into the following weeks as we get ready for this race. Now that volume has been increased substantially, the intensity is now going to follow, so that I could really put in a good effort on this race. Aside from that, I've been noticing or having a sneaking suspicion that my seat might be a little bit too far back, and with that I've been getting a bit of a posterior chain. If you don't know, that's just like your hamstrings and your calves. I've been noticing that they've been a little bit tighter than they really normally would be, and it's pretty much been since I adjusted my seat height the last time. So what I'm planning on doing, and this is just a good rule of thumb for all of you, I'm going to be moving my seat a little bit forward because it feels like I might be sitting a little bit too far back now that the seat is a bit higher. And one of the key symptoms of this is exactly what I described. So like parts of your hamstring might be feeling like they're getting slightly strained, and obviously this isn't what you want, especially if you're going to be riding for such a long period of time on race day. So I'd like to get this sorted out now, and the method that I'm going to use to sort this out is essentially you want to make micro adjustments so that you're not shocking your body with any change that might be too big. The second thing is, if you don't approach this in a scientific way, like you can just change the seat, yeah, great. But if you don't change it in a way that you know for certain where you should be, then you're just asking for trouble. Like if I just jumped from where my position is right now to the complete opposite far and forward, I'm really not going to get much useful data, because then I'll probably be too far forward and then have to start to inch it back, and I'll just be playing a guessing game. Where what I'm going to be doing right now is moving up 5 millimeters at a time, and then evaluating whether or not my body is responding well to the new position. And then if not, then I'm going to move another 5 millimeters and then another 5 millimeters until I feel like I've found a bit of a sweet spot. That's the method that I'm going to use, and I will let you all know exactly how that goes. Now, the tricky thing with this is sometimes tightness and strain is accumulated over multiple workouts. So I might get myself in a slightly better okay position with this movement now, but I might not, or it's a possibility that I won't know for certain until I get more volume on the legs in that position. So that's something that I'll be looking out for. Another symptom that, might be another good one for you all to pay attention to is I've been noticing that since this positional change, my upper back has been quite a bit tighter after my long rides, and that could either be because of the long volume that I've been riding, or it could be the amount of reaching that I'm having to do while I'm in my aero position, and then the amount of pressure that I'm putting on my upper back because I'm relying on leaning too much on my back rather than my core holding my body up, and then my arms just being there to assist, steer, whatever. So I'm going to make that adjustment now, and then I am going to give my body a little bit of a stretch out before jumping into this workout, and then I'll talk to you all after. So see you later. What's up, team? Finished up that workout from before and had to get dressed and ready real quick after my run because I had to take Melita out to pick up a new laptop. So while she's in the store right now, I am going to do my post-ride and post-run recap. So holding intervals at my zone 2 endurance power for 2.5 hours was not too bad. It was a bit more difficult than just easily riding for the 5 hours and from a power perspective, but from a just duration of time on the bike perspective, it was much easier than the mental anguish of sitting on the bike inside for 5 hours. So there's that. The new seat position that I set up for myself, which I did more than just shifting the seat forward. I did do that, and I did it by approximately 5 millimeters, as I spoke about. The position felt pretty comfortable, but then I started to question my saddle height, because if you remember, around a month ago, I raised that, and that's around when this hamstring discomfort first came about. So I got in my head a little bit, and I started to just want to double check the work that I did previously. So I lowered that just a little bit, another 5 millimeters, and the ride today felt pretty good. I was definitely engaging my quads a bit more, and my hamstrings were slightly less engaged, and my glutes were more engaged. So mission accomplished. We'll see how this shakes out over the next few rides. What I'm really looking to do is ease up the loading on my hamstrings and just let my body or let my quads take most of the power, my quads and my glutes. So otherwise, the ride was pretty good. I did notice, and you can probably tell by my occasional need to just catch my breath a little bit, I might be fighting some type of sickness, because my general heart rate for the level of effort that I was putting out was quite a bit higher than usual, and even so much so that afterwards my Garmin showed my VO2 max was a point lower than it usually is, and it wasn't really warm inside, so I can't blame the heat this time. I think my body's just recovering from something or fighting something or whatever. Not that it was a bad workout, it was a really good workout, good power output, feeling all right, but I'm definitely noticing that my my body's just a little bit off and a little bit low in terms of just general feel. And I've been feeling this for like the whole week, but today it was like a very clear showing of that. And it was even clear on like my watch data. It showed that my endurance score went down a little bit and my VO2 max went down by a point. Not that you can like completely trust the data that your watch gives you, but since the way that I view the data that you'd get from a watch is, since this is your benchmark of what you're reading day to day, the delta between the numbers that you're getting is more important than the actual number that you're getting, if that makes sense. So the fact that the number is going up or down is more important than, say, the level that it's saying you're at. And since I can see that the number is going down a little bit, that's just more of a evidence that maybe my body's just fighting something. But all in all, the workout was a good workout. I'm happy with the new seat position that I set for myself. And then the run off the bike was also pretty comfortable, and I was even able to separate my mind a little bit and say, like, just reflect on how I was feeling while I was running, and being pretty content with the fact that it felt like I was running smooth. My legs felt like they had plenty of juice in them. If it wasn't for like whatever I'm fighting breathing wise, then I would consider it an overall success. So that's the workout. Now, as I'm waiting for Melita to finish up, I have a smoothie that I'm finishing up just to surge some protein and carbs and healthy fat into my my day, because when you work out for long durations, like 3+ hours in the day, it's kind of tough to get all the calories that you need to effectively recover for the next day. And I think that this past month I haven't done a great job at getting all the calories that I need following some of the efforts that I've been putting in. So that's what I'm feeling, that's what I'm thinking. Tomorrow is an easy 3-hour ride. It's Father's Day, so I'm gonna try to wake up a bit early just so that I can get that workout done super early, and then drive out to my family and spend some time with them. But as you're clearly hearing, definitely working through something. That's it. Maybe I'll give a little bit of an update tomorrow after the ride. Hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better after I take care of Melita and what she's trying to get done for the day. My plan is to stretch, relax. I think I'm gonna go to the supermarket and get some vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, just re-up my supplements just to try to get ahead of this thing. So I'll talk to you in the next video. If you like this video and you like any of my other videos, then subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.